who is known for portraying Detective Olivia Benson on Law & Order's SVU.
Hold on, it's Captain, guys. It's Captain. Wow.
Wow. She founded the Joyful Heart Foundation to support survivors and provide them with the valuable resources they need to get back on their feet. And recently, she released her critically acclaimed documentary, My Mom Jane, about her mother, the amazing, the incomparable Jane Mansfield. And Karen Pittman. An Emmy-nominated actress, best known for her roles as Mia Jordan on The Morning Show and Dr. Nia Wallace, from And Just Like That, and Dawn on Forever. She's appeared in award-winning theater, film, and television projects that feature compelling and dynamic women. Beyond the screen, Karen serves on Feeding America's Entertainment Council, using her platform to fight hunger and advocate for communities in need. Yes. All right, you ready to dive in? Okay. So first up, you have all built incredible careers bringing dynamic characters and their amazing stories to life on screen. Not just entertaining audiences, but also shifting perspectives. My first question is for you, Mariska. You've lived and breathed Olivia Benson for decades now, and we've all seen her grow in depth and dimension over the years. How has living inside that character changed you?
Wow. It's changed me in so many ways. You know, I kind of look at it like sort of the perfect feminist story, in a way, of how I started here and actually sort of grew into this character and into this person, right, on screen and off. And so, and at the beginning, sort of starting it and wanting something, but not owning or grokking or understanding my own power or what I was capable of doing. And so I look now and I think, like, I'm so grateful to have this experience that paralleled the on-screen and off. But getting to, as this character, grow into this fierce lioness whose ambition and need for justice, like need for her own, like, sustainability. She couldn't live without, you know, trying to right the wrongs, and the parallels of my own life and wanting to grow and change and, again, understand, reclaim, and right wrongs. So I think that I've changed in ways that I know, and in so many ways that I don't know or don't have words for, and yet it's intuitive. I can feel the changes. There's these little micro moments where I go, oh, I'm different. Oh. I'm different, and you know what? I'm comfortable with this shedding of an old skin, this limiting old skin, and having the audacity to dream and to be more and to step into all of it.
And I love this metaphor of the lioness. Don't we all want to be lionesses? Yes. How do you, I mean, resilience is such a recurring theme in the character and in your life. What has helped you build resilience over the years?
What has helped me build it? Well, I'll tell you this. Two things. I think that from experiencing early childhood trauma, we learn to survive. We have to survive. So I think I sort of navigated my own life story of how am I going to navigate this world beyond my knowing, and that's intuitive, right? So we figure out ways to do that. And then I have had the extraordinary privilege of watching survivors for the last 27 years, witnessing survivors' story, watching incredible women navigate these heinous, we see people doing some of the worst things to each other, and watching them navigate, I think it's an innate part of being a woman. I've watched women be so resilient and endure things and then come out victorious. So I think I have learned from the people I've watched navigate it, and also try to take that in and see how we're all connected, that we have this thing inside of us that is just victorious in that way.
That is so beautiful. Reese, this is exactly what you were saying at the opening, right? Mariska was her own lifesaver.
Yeah, I mean, you guys, have you seen the documentary, My Mom Jane? I mean, I wrote her immediately. I was just, first of all, I could go on and on about your beautiful mother, but talk about what media perceptions of her were and what people tried to make her seem like. She was this extremely intellectual woman who was a classical violinist and so talented. And you see her go on talk shows and men go, well, that's cute. Can you show us, can you shake your booty? You know, like basically she was a beautiful, beautiful woman, but completely misunderstood. Yeah. And the fact that you had this chance in your life to re-examine your mother's memory, the memories of her through your lens as well, and your own self-discovery was so beautiful. So thank you for that gift. It's really beautiful. If you haven't watched it, it's a great weekend watch, Sunday morning watch, because it really makes you think about mothers and daughters and family, and your brothers are really beautiful and touching in it as well.
Thank you so much.
We are definitely going to unpack that, I promise.
But you know, these early experiences that you have, you don't know, they're unconsciously planting in your mind, and you gravitate towards characters, and you don't really know why. As I'm listening to you here going, okay, well, maybe Olivia Benson was your way. You probably didn't know when you first started. You're like, what am I doing? This is fun, but this, I don't know. And then it became this passion, and then you started Joyful Heart. It's like your purpose, sometimes you don't know what it is, but it emerges out of the work.
Yeah, it emerged that I needed to fix it.
I know.
Right? You need to fix it.
I know.
But I did, so it worked out.
Okay, Reese, I'm coming to you with this next one. We're going to go in the Wayback Machine.
Okay.
When you look back at the roles that first maybe not the way back.
Time machine.
Yeah.
We're matrixing back to time.
When you look back at the roles that really put you on the map, from Legally Blonde to Walk the Line, what did stepping into those characters, how did stepping into those characters shape the way you think about connecting with audiences?
Well, we were making movies. Okay, so I started
Characters, the way Reese just described, that helped lead you to another passion project.
That led me to a passion project. You know, I mean, quite frankly, Kellen, I've been my passion project for many years. I mean, I've had to, in the same way that Mariska was talking and that Reese was talking, I think that what emerged out of the characters that I played and how these characters came to me was a very healing sort of dynamic. I don't know if you guys have this, but in your life there are things that show up to help to heal you and take you further on your journey so that you can, I think that was Walk the Line, right? And how Hello Sunshine opened up. But for me in my own career, many of the characters that I've done have just served to heal me. I really needed to be my own project for a while. I didn't grow up with the same childhood trauma as you did, but I had my own trauma to deal with and sort through it. And self-expression and acting became that for me, a way to manage my hurt and my pain. You get to a certain place in your work, though, and that trauma, that woundedness becomes a crippling obstacle to actually doing good work. And so you have to go back in and find another way. But yeah, I mean, I just think that acting in so many ways has healed me. It's led me to nowhere but back inward to myself in a lot of ways when I've allowed it to.
That is so beautiful. You have played some pretty iconic characters in some blockbusters. How, when you look back, do you ever look at a role and think, whoa, the audiences, that was so much bigger than what I thought it was going to be when I first read the script or when I first showed up on set?
Yeah, that was, for me, well, that was the morning show for sure. I mean, when we started that, it's a great show,
He's
right?
so amazing on the morning show.
So good. It's a good show. I think when we start, my goal as an actor is always to be in something that no one's, can that be done? Is that possible? I'm always like, yeah, let me be a part of that project. That's the thing I want to do. And that was a morning show, season 1, which, they covered in a wide and specific swath this story around women and men in the workplace and how we're completely undermined and all of that. And I was like, yeah, let me be involved in that. But it certainly was forever this past year, this Judy Blume adaptation that I did. Many people, it was an opportunity to do something with my good friend Mara Brock-Akil, and she saw me in a way and that she knows me in a way. So she was like, you could really do this mom character. I'm like, let me try it. Let me do that. And we really did it together. So yeah, I forgot your question, but that was...
You answered it. You answered it. You nailed it. Okay. I'm coming back to Mariska because Reese was teasing this. With My Mom Jane, you told an incredibly personal story. Tell us how this came about for you, and when did you know you had to tell the story?
Again, so multi-layered. I feel like people say, how long have you been preparing to make this movie? And, there's two answers. I made the movie in 2.5 years, and I've been preparing to make it my entire life. I feel like that's what I've been doing, is getting ready to make it, building the infrastructure inside me so I could tell the story in a clear, concise way while battling all these demons. But during the pandemic, I've been obviously so focused on SVU and Joyful Heart these years, and during the pandemic, I had time to sit with some things that I'd sort of pushed away, and one of those things were all the boxes, and people so generously had sent me letters, with stories of my mom or photographs of my mom, or, even sometimes some beautiful little token that was hers. And so I finally opened this box, and I was so scared of it, right, because it was like Pandora's box to me. And I opened it up, and I started reading these letters, and one of the letters said to me, "Dear Mariska, I played violin with your mother in high school, and I used to sit outside her driveway and listen to her play." And I was just so bowled over this idea of my mother being this, extraordinary musician that inspired her friend to do that. And so I started cold calling people that had written these letters, and all of them were like 89. And it was so, I'd be like, well, we're going to just gamble on this. Hopefully the number still works. Because, they've written me seriously over the 27 years. As soon as people found out that she was my mom. And I got a hold of probably 4 people and had these extraordinary conversations with them that I went like, I couldn't believe that I got a piece of her. It was like somebody handing me a piece of her, of my mother that I'd yearned for so long, and at the same time was something I pushed away, somebody that yes, for those of you who've seen the movie, somebody that I was afraid of and scared of and didn't want anything to do with, and there was just so much hurt and mess and yuck around it. and it wasn't anything that I wanted, and there didn't seem like there was love there for me. So I just shut it out and moved on. So I went on this journey to find out who she was, and the music aspect was such an extraordinary way in, because I was like, and I saw this other part of her, and I'd only seen one part of her, and I wanted to know, and I thought, like, well, look how complex I am. There's so many parts of me. I'm not one thing. And so I went on this journey, which has been cathartic and extraordinary and scary and bumpy, and that's why I talk about shoring myself up and making sure that I had the infrastructure internally to make this film, because I didn't want to re-injure myself or my family, quite frankly.
Let me go get this movie, y'all. Let's go see this movie right now. Oh my gosh,
Yes.
it's amazing.
I find myself, because I've seen it, I'm like, okay, but tell them that part. And tell them the part about the end where you find out who you are.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. It's
Oh, thank you.
Tonight.
It is beautiful.
But I did find myself, I went into something that I was so afraid of. I was so afraid of it. And then I went, look at, either I live like this and I carry it for the rest of my life, or we actually, as we all know, the only way out is through. And so I thought the only way I'm going to ever be free and unburden myself is to find out, what happened, and was yearning and longing so much for my mom, to figure out who she was, where did I come from, who am I? And I got those answers.
What you did was so courageous, and it really connected with people. When you talk about it, I have chills up and down my body. All of us are responding. I can see the audience is with you on the journey. I'm going to bring it to you, Reese, because I don't think there's anyone better on the planet at connecting this passion to a story that connects with people. How do you do it?
Oh gosh. Well, I mean, you see me, I'm like so invested in that. I just want to talk to Mariska about that whole story. I'm just really curious and interested in people. And I think, again, I'm like, I could sit with any one of you for 2 hours and just say, okay, but why did that happen? What do you think? And how do you unpack that? But I always had a passion for reading. And I think that changed my whole life, because it took me out of my own problems, out of my own feelings, and put me into other people's worlds and their reality. So that's kind of where the passion for that storytelling began. But I think, again, to Mariska's point, like, you start the documentary and you think it's about discovering your mom, but it's really you discover yourself in the end, and it lands beautifully in a place of extraordinary self-acceptance. And that's what I really loved about your documentary. Because, again, I think we're saying this over and over again, and maybe this is what the topic is for this panel, but sometimes beginning a journey, you don't know where you're going, even creatively. Even if you're the boss of a company or you're running a department, you're not exactly sure. When I got AT&T, I was just saying to Kellen, when I got AT&T to give me money to start this company, I was like, Kellen, I did not know what I was doing. I sat in a room full of men, and I was like, nope, I know what I'm doing, and you're going to give me millions of dollars, and it's going to be great for you, and women are going to like you. And they were like, really? And I swear to God, I remember one guy going, well, can I bring my wife? And I was like, yes, you can. You
better.
And then I walked out of the room, and I was like, oh, my God, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing. I didn't have a CEO. I didn't have anything. I just had an acting career, a passion for books. And I was like, but I will figure it out.
Yes.
Because I'm like you. I'm like, I am my own passion project.
Yeah.
And and like sometimes you just have to be that person. You're like, give me the ball. I don't know, but I will carry the ball until I find the hoop.
And I also think what Reese has, and I work with her on the morning show, and one of the things that she has is this deep empathy, which is how she can sort of sit in the place of hearing your story, and we sort of all drink it in. But Reese has this great way of conjugating her passion through this deep empathy for the people that she's talking to, for the characters that she creates, for the world that she's created for all of us actors and as collaborators on the morning show. So that's also part of her unique gifts.
So I'm gonna brag about Reese for a second, because while she may have left the room and thought to herself, I know I'm gonna do it, but how am I gonna do it? What type of return did you give the AT&T investors? What would that return look like?
Well, I mean, I'm not in finance.
Well, hold on. For those of you who are in finance, does a 10-to-1 return on your money sound good? Because that's Reese.
Yeah.
That is amazing. That is amazing. Okay, Karen, I want to stick
Karen
with
did
this.
work in finance.
I did. And 10 times, 10 to whatever, that's a lot of money, okay? Yeah. It's a woman-led company, a lot of money.
All right, Karen, I want to keep with this theme of passion. Is there a person or a group of people in your life that gives you the inspiration to keep pushing, to keep driving, to follow your passion? Or is that person you hold up the mirror every day?
People, the person who, say that again to me? Because I'm still thinking about money.
Well, you really did work in finance?
I did work in finance.
How am I just learning this right now?
I worked in finance. But
We've only worked together for 7 years. I had no idea you were in finance.
It was very quick. I made a whole bunch of, it was a cash grab kind of a job.
Like it.
But
Like
yes, I did. I worked, and then I figured out money isn't everything. And then I found another passion to go into. But go ahead. Yes, so the question was one more time.
It's just who in your life inspires you to pursue your passion, right? Like even in the moment where you said, I can be successful in this finance gig, but it is not me. The dress doesn't fit. Who inspires you?
Oh, well, that's back to me, isn't it?
Yes.
I knew that was coming.
I did too. The thing is
Back to me. I think you have to be really, really brave. I think over time we're conditioned not to put ourselves first. And how painful is that? One of the things that really, we're talking about mothers, and I'm so deeply connected to this story. Mariska, I really mean, I'm about to get in the car, and I'm about to, right after this, don't leave from Shine Away, but right after Shine Away, we're going to go home and watch your movie. My mother, at the end of her life, over 3 months, she was going through this process of sorting through all of her things. And she was so sad that she didn't get to do all the things that she wanted to do in her life. And so part of what inspired me to move forward in my own career was saying, I'm going to finish the journey, that I'm going to take the baton from my mother, and I'm going to run the rest of that race. And so my mother's life inspired me. My daughter inspires me. She's going to pick up that baton. There's a unique experience, I think, that you have as an African-American actress where people do see you and you represent something to them, something bigger and greater. It's teeny burden, not huge burden, but but I know that I represent something to women of color when they see Mia Jordan or Dawn Edwards or Nia Wallace. So that's also inspiration for me to keep going. And that's needed. And also, just looking at the people who love me, who insist that I deserve the best. They think you should get the highest. Do you know what I mean? And that's important.
I love that. All right, I'm going to switch it up. This room is filled with powerful, inspired women. And Reese, you had a quote that when I heard this, I literally had chills up and down my body. You said that in the past, female actresses are often described as playing complex characters, when really they're just playing strong women. Yeah. How has this shaped your view of the kinds of roles you take and produce?
There's the cutest baby who's talking. She's like, yes. She's like, amen. I am a strong woman. And I need my diaper changed. Probably not. I think I don't know a woman that isn't a strong woman. I mean, women are warriors. Women have been through fire. I mean, everything that you have to go through, endure, and to just break even. Sometimes, and the world is not opening the door for you and not sharing information for you. There's a lot of gatekeeping on important information like financial wellness or how to get ahead in your work world, you know? So I think every complex woman, it's like every woman's complex. We have our dark and our light sides, but we're all at the end of the day have to show up and take care of other people. I mean, I think about it every day. I wake up and I have a list of 7 people I take care of. I just take care of them, you know, and that's what we do. And so my mother woke up the same way, and my grandmother woke up the same way, you know. We just walk through the world in a different way. So the thing that frustrated me around 2011 when I started Hello Sunshine was like, I just wasn't seeing that on film. I was seeing women play the girlfriend or the wife, but, you know, I was seeing amazing. Olivia Benson was, like, great, but then I was thinking, like, what's going on in the movie world? It's just not that interesting, and the women deserve better, and our daughters deserve better they just deserve better stories. I want to see women who are, you know, growing up in every part of the world and every part of our country with different socioeconomic challenges, different educational challenges, and I want to see them work it out in a movie structure and maybe wear a cute costume. And maybe have like a cute little romance in the middle, because that's important too. I want all the things.
Yes. We should have
all the things. I want a happy ending and a cute costume.
I want to jump in here because Reese, you said something before that I so identify, and you know, and Karen, you so beautifully talk about honoring yourself, which I admire so much, because I think that the other thing I just want to say is, so you went to AT&T and said, give me all this money, right? And then you're like, fuck. and so what I want to say is, the way we talk to ourselves, because people, you know, they project on me. They think that, you know, I'm Olivia Benson and I'm badass and I'm fearless. And I'm like, oh, I'm not fearless. I'm super scared. But the motto that I have is feel the fear and do it anyway. And I learned that from Olivia Benson.
Yes.
Is feel the fear and do it anyway. And so when I started talking to myself differently, because I never in a million years, I was just talking to somebody, I never in a million years thought that I would be here. I didn't even plan this. This wasn't like a thing that I was like, oh, I'm going to architect my career and then this is what's going to happen. I never thought it. And I used to say, I could never. No, I could never. And I would look at you and watch you in those movies and go, oh my God, she's so genius. She's so genius. She's this powerhouse, and she's fits in my shoe. And I couldn't understand about this person that I would look at and going, I've never seen a more powerful person. But it's true. And I look at, and when we start talking to ourselves differently and saying the sentence, I can do hard things. Just that sentence, I can do hard things. And, you know, thank you for being so honoring of my film. I was terrified. I was terrified. I met with 5 other directors. I met with other directors before I decided to direct it. I was like, oh my God, I gotta find these Academy Award-winning directors. They know how to do it. They're more objective. I could never tell the story. This is too complex. And then that's how I did it. But then you go, hold on a second. With all this, I could never. And I think about other people and what they're capable of. And then I look at them as mentors and like, no. They just had the audacity to dream. They just went, well, wait, if not me, then who? That's a tough one. That's easier said than done. But I always want to tell people, because it's what I did, is just learn to talk to myself differently and stop with all the messaging of you're not. And that's the gift that I got from watching what happened to my mom. You don't tell me, I decide.
That is so powerful when you can make that shift. It's
But
incredible.
what you said was so important. I just want to hit that again.
Yeah, I appreciate that. And I also think we're in a new age. We're living in a different time than our mothers and our grandmothers, and we have to remember that.
Yes.
We have the ability to express ourselves in a way that women before us did not.
Yes.
So
And what you said about carrying the torch, that's it. I want to take that torch and do it differently and go, so my daughter can go,
And I think
sweetheart,
that's why
watch this.
I think that's why people like Reese and all the other incredible women that I work with are so important, because my mother couldn't teach me the thing that I'm doing now, and we need women to give us a template. Oh, that's how she did it. Well, then maybe I could do it like this. It's not going to be how she did it, but just to see other women doing it is part of the inspiration too. Yeah.
I will say, and I think I speak for the entire audience, I am sharing the stage with 3 legends.
Aw, thank you, Kellen. Thank you.
And when you're a legend, you're going to leave a legacy. So
Listen, ask more questions. I have a heart out at 5. I'm here all day.
this could go on.
She'll be in coffee bars.
My heart out is midnight.
I'm going to join the other panels. I'm having too much fun. Okay.
All right. So I want to talk about legacy, and I'm coming to you, Karen. Oh gosh. I don't know if everyone knows this, but she found her voice literally in opera.
I know.
Whoa.
She can sing like an angel. It's amazing.
And
We're
this is-
between takes, and Mia Jordan backstage at morning show's like, la, da, 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 da.
My showrunner's like, who is that singing out there?
her.
I'm like, that's me. Between
Aren't you the only person who hasn't sung on the show, too?
might be true.
It's got to happen.
What?
It's got to
How to
happen.
make it happen. So
Making
how
notes.
has your incredible journey from voice and song to now the screen helped you carve out your legacy?
Gosh.
Well, what do you want to say to other women with multi-dimensional talents? We were back there, sort of all of us fangirling you, like, what can't you do?
Oh, multidimensional talent. What do they do? I don't know. Oh gosh, Kellen. I don't
You're too humble.
And what do you want to say to women who can't sing? Nobody's ever said, who is that? Who is that back there?
Well, what I can say is that this is so awesome. Linking up arms with other women has really helped me the most, I would say. I mean, working with her, it's true. I mean, I think anytime I've moved the needle in my career, it's really been because someone has come to me and said, hey, Karen, come and play over in this playground, and we can try some new things. Are you curious about this? Are you willing to explore this? How curious are you? It's really been just about me getting out of my way. I think it's been really the most important aspect of transitioning from a college student who's pursuing voice to an actor to a mom, and to opening up my career in the ways that I have. Really is about remaining curious, staying open. It can be hard when you've got responsibilities in a hostile environment, in a hostile world, to decide that you're going to stay open. No, I'm not going to change. I'm not going. Even though I'm experiencing adversity, I'm not going to change. I'm going to stay who I am. I'm not going to harden my heart. My mother would often say to me, "Girl, you're going to have to harden your heart." And I said, "Mama, I can't. I can't do that. I don't know how to do that. You know." So I think part of the ability to transition from thing to thing is about staying open, being vulnerable, and inspired. Did you lose your shoe, babe?
It felt like something fell.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
Reese, what legacy do you hope Hello Sunshine, and maybe even Shine Away itself, will leave for the next generation of women?
Okay, I think that's a really great question, because I've been thinking a lot about this technological revolution that we're in. I mean, everywhere we turn, we think about AI. We're hearing AI. AI can do this. AI, and I think this is just me. I'm kind of like looking at the crystal ball, and I'm going, okay, what do I know? But I know people need each other. And I think there's nothing more valuable than connecting in person. And actually, like, whether it's I call up my friend and I go for a walk, or we meet up and we go on a vacation together, or it's just that 10-minute FaceTime in the morning that changes my day. So I hope the legacy of Hello Sunshine is it taught women how to reconnect in person. And whether that's through your book club, that's because you've picked a book club choice, or you decided, hey, enough of this, like, we're all lonely, we got to work on this together. Because what we don't realize we're doing is group therapy.
Yeah.
I have a crafting class I do. Of course I do. I do crafting. I love a crafternoon. Okay. Got my plan and my things and my paints and my thing. And I started inviting people to the crafternoons, and I would be like,
Afternoon.
and
So good.
what I realized, and it does not matter if your craft turns out cute or not, we're having group therapy.
Yes.
And I hope that's the legacy of Hello Sunshine, that we just brought people together. And that we made people feel seen and heard, because everybody deserves to have community around their story and their feelings,
I have a new neon light in my house, because everybody has a neon light somewhere in their house, right? But I have a neon light that says, "My brain is stronger than the algorithm," and you should do it. Take that,
Ooh,
steal
I like that.
write that down, everybody. My brain is stronger than the algorithm, and that's not just that technological thing that we're talking about, but also the world algorithm. Your brain is stronger than the algorithm.
All right. We've been talking about joy. We've been talking about passion, depth, and legacy. I now want to move it to joy. I'm going to start with you, Mariska. What's joy? Yes. So what's one of the most profound things you learned about yourself in the process of directing My Mom Jane, or in founding your own nonprofit organization?
Say the question again. What's
What's the most profound thing you've learned about yourself, I think, in your journey to joy? Whether it's through your
I'll
process
tell you.
of
I'll tell
producing,
you exactly what it is.
acting.
See, I didn't know that was funny.
Please sing.
You guys,
please,
this is
please
serious.
sing your
Stop it.
answer.
I'm trying to say some deep shit here.
Please
wow.
sing your answer, Mariska.
What?
Please sing your
Sing
answer.
my answer. I'll tell you what it is. The most profound thing that I learned in my movie and in my journey is how complex I am, my mom was, and all of us are. How many different parts we have. And the key to health, wholeness, is integration and owning all of those parts. We are so many things. We are so many things, and 2, 4, 5, 7 things can be true at once. And so in learning about all these different parts of myself, of all these different parts of my mother, and all the different parts of integrating, I allowed myself to be my whole self, which gave me so much more compassion and tolerance and understanding. And it makes me more curious about other people, because I don't react as much, and I go, oh, I wonder what that is. What is that about? And learning about like all the characters in my movie, learning about all the people that I come in contact with, and trying to understand them, and having this sort of like disciplined curiosity about other people, so we don't react and go like, oh, that hurt me, or that, what was that, why were they rude to me, oh my God, it's me, I'm judging myself. It's now going, but right? It's having room, the room for all the parts of myself, and patience and self-love, and going, oh, why did that trigger you? What happened? Oh, that's something old. What is that about? And so you can do it with other people, and then it makes us better actors, right? Because we just keep going deeper and deeper and deeper. And this idea that all of us hold and carry a story, we all have stories, and going into the story that we may be so afraid of is really our power and the key to freedom and wholeness. And that's when we can fly.
That is joy.
That is a joyful
joy.
journey.
That is joy. So Reese, you're famous for saying that the most valuable asset that exists is time.
Yes.
How do you protect and
I
leave?
said that?
You did. You don't think time is the most
I thought I
scarce and
said
precious
what? Like it's
resource?
hard?
What did she say?
I want to know how you protect your time and
Some
leave
people
room for joy.
I say like what? Like it's hard? But no, but your most valuable asset is your time and your energy. I mean, let's get real. Like as we get older and you go on your journey, there's only a few people that you can like you want around you because they know everything about you and they still like you. I'm lucky. I got my front row here who actually like put up with all my garbage. But they know all your quirks, all your wrinkles. They love you anyway. And that's my energy comes from very curated friendships. And I love people and I can be curious, but I only feel safe with like 5 people. I'm talking about y'all. Yeah, because we walk through the world, and so your asset, your time is really important, and your connection to those people who love you, no matter what.
And that life force energy, what you were saying,
Yeah.
you really do have to have people around you that pour back into you, into that, especially, as you go through life with kids and work and things start expanding, you're learning more about yourself. That is so important. It's a valuable, that what I call life force energy, one of my most valuable assets too.
It's important.
Everyone's going to go home today, look in the mirror and go, my project is you. Yes. That's what we got from Karen Pittman, people.
All right, I'm going to make the audience weep because we are coming to that time where we have to close it out. And I'm going to ask you all to finish this sentence. I feel most connected, Mariska. I feel most connected.
I feel most connected when I'm in flow. I feel connected to everything when I'm not thinking. I'm in my intuition, and then things fall into place. And it's really about getting out of my own way.
It's beautiful. Beautiful. You can clap for that.
Oh, it's my turn. I feel most...
Wait, are you going to sing?
No,
Sing it.
I'm not going to sing.
If you don't, I will, and then they'll
I
cry.
can't wait. I love that when you said I feel most connected when I'm in the flow. I definitely feel most when you asked that, sort of pulled that prompt out. My idea was I feel most connected to in those moments. I just feel like my family, my children, my relationships. I feel most connected in the world. That pops up for me immediately. There's no decision that I make that my children and my love for them doesn't inform. Everything I do really comes from that place of caring for them and for how they see me and what I want to leave with them, that legacy conversation again. So I feel most connected to my children.
That is so beautiful. Yes, clap for that. All right, Reese, bring us home.
Hey.
I feel most connected.
I feel most connected when I am around a group of women who are thoughtful, sentient, curious, and intentional. Mm-hmm. And that's why I'm so excited. Everyone is here this weekend at Shine Away.
Yes. That is literally the most perfect note to end on. Thank you, Reese, Karen, and Mariska. What an incredible conversation.
Thank you so much, everybody.
Our mics. Thank you.
It was beautiful.
That was awesome.
Thank you. That was
I'll take my mic
Did
with
they
me.
say leave them? No, just take it.